The city of Grants Pass announcing 2 new resting sites for unhoused individuals. We have the details on those new sites. Plus, drones are a piece of technology that some say are the future. How a Senate bill could also make these the future of our local police department.
And we're ending out the week pretty similar to how we felt on Thursday, with a cooler start today and plenty of sunshine to go around. Now we're heading into the weekend, so we'll closer look at that as well coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on Friday, April 18th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Brinkley Hill, taking a beautiful view of Medford this morning from the People's Bank on Biddle Road. Let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress this morning. It is a cool morning, but I'm so excited for that sunshine, especially heading into Easter weekend.
Definitely. It's going to be a great day. Some of us do have the day off, so definitely do get out and enjoy it if you can. We have plenty of sunshine to go around. Our high temperatures will be making it into the mid 70s. Despite that pretty chilly start we are feeling this morning, and around the rest of the region, areas over east side will be making it into the lower to mid 60s for us today. Some areas still struggling to get out of the 50s, but I think that sunshine will be making up for it. It'll definitely be feeling rather nice outside today. We'll be in to the upper 60s, lower 70s into Northern California, and for us along the coast today we'll be in the 60s as well. But taking a beautiful look out at Gold Beach this morning, winds are still a bit breezy as well as you're heading out, so it could feel a bit cooler for us. Around the rest of the region into those higher elevations this morning as well, still a bit breezy. But as we're heading into the afternoon, breezes will pick up across the region, but it'll be less blustery than yesterday. Now taking a look at the next few days, tomorrow will be slightly cooler. We'll be seeing passing clouds, especially throughout our morning and onto our Easter Sunday, and definitely will be feeling a little bit of a chill into the air. So we'll talk more about what you can expect over the next few days coming up in our next forecast.
The city of Grants Pass will have 2 new resting sites for its unhoused population. The city opening the sites to lift an injunction stopping them from enforcing camping rules. But some residents aren't happy. NewsWatch 12's Leave column is breaking it all down for us.
Grants Pass councilors voting 6-2 Wednesday night to approve 2 new resting sites. The new sites are at 711 and 714 Northwest 6th Street, bordering one of the existing sites.
It'll have the least amount of negative impact is to keep where we can have more of the sites here where we already have 2 sites, we already have negative impacts in the neighborhood.
Right now, the city has a preliminary injunction from a Josephine County judge stopping them from enforcing public camping rules. To change that, Grants Pass needs at least 150 spaces for people to camp and needs to make them ADA accessible. But the idea of new sites is already sparking controversy.
Not only do I live in this property, I also work at my property. Now I have 150 proposed unstable people that are going to be feet from my bedroom.
The approval brings the total number of resting sites in the city to 4, with about 173 spaces for unhoused residents. Once the new sites are up and running, city lawyers will ask the judge to lift the injunction. In Grants Pass, I'm Leave Column.
The Grants Pass Police Department is investigating a tent fire at the 7th Street resting site near the police station. Police say the fire burned the tent and part of a nearby fence. Nothing else was damaged and no injuries were reported. Police now investigating to find out if the fire was a criminal act or an accident. Now onto a crime alert. An Ashland man in jail after 2 separate incidences in which he vandalized property and assaulted multiple people, including police officers. 34-year-old James Herger was accused of holding a man captive for 48 hours on April 8th. 5 days later, on April 13th, Hergert assaulted several people after vandalizing an area and trying to run away. Ashland police say Hergert assaulted 2 police officers before being subdued with a taser. He's now been indicted by a grand jury and faces several charges, including kidnapping, coercion with a firearm, attempted assault, and sex abuse. His bail is set at $750,000. A Romanian national going to federal prison for stealing more than $176,000 using skimming devices in Maine and Oregon. Florin Ioannidis was sentenced to 54 months in federal prison. He was indicted by a grand jury in Medford and the District of Maine. Medford police first received a report of a masked person installing a skimming device on an ATM in August of 2023. Investigators distributed a law enforcement bulletin to find the man after receiving photos of him. Investigators in Maine were able to identify Ian Ida, leading to his arrest. Almost 170 pounds of cocaine have been discovered during a traffic stop in Weed. Police say the early morning stop was made for speeding, but Canine Drax was utilized to conduct a free air sniff of the vehicle, and he alerted his handler that it was positive. Police sharing these photos of the drugs taken in a search of the vehicle. The driver was arrested and booked into the Siskiyou County Jail. A bill going through the legislature could loosen restrictions on drone use for police officers. Senate Bill 238 would let police use drones in response to any 911 call or emergency situation when there is a threat to the public. Currently, police can only use drones when they have a warrant. Those who oppose the bill say it could easily invade privacy and even intimidate people who are being surveyed.
Information is key. So the more information an officer has and the more information that they're being fed en route or on scene, the better. And it's going to make them safer, and it's going to make the community safer as well.
Right now, drones are primarily used by police to assist with active crime scenes, locate missing people, and conduct searches when a warrant is issued. Senate Bill 238 has passed through the state Senate and currently remains under consideration on the House floor. New this morning, the Oregon House of Representatives has passed a bill to criminalize the use of creating and sharing AI-generated sexual photos. House Bill 2299 would serve as an updated version to the state's revenge porn law. Oregon lawmakers voted unanimously to pass this bill. The state now one step closer to becoming the 32nd state to ban the use of AI or digital alterations to create or spread sexually explicit photos without consent. The bill now heading to the Senate for consideration. This morning, the Wairika Police Department saying that their dog catching operations are being interfered with by community members. For weeks, police have been working with volunteers at an animal rescue to catch dogs by Greenhorn Grange. Police have set safe traps out to catch these dogs, but well-intentioned community members have been getting in the way. Police Department says they understand the community members want to help, but are urging residents to please stop trying to catch the dogs themselves. Now to a scam alert this morning, the Central Point and Eagle Point police departments are warning residents of phone scams. We've seen these before, but both departments say that scammers have been calling people claiming to be someone from the police and asking them for money or for a warrant, or else they'll be arrested. Police reminding community members that police will never request money from residents over the phone. And if you are unsure if your phone call is a scam, hang up and call the department's office. 6 engines with 11 personnel were sent from the Southwest District through a mutual assistance agreement. A total of 36 firemen were sent from Oregon, and they have this agreement with multiple states, but the relationship between Oregon and North Carolina is very beneficial because North Carolina's fire season is in the spring and fall, whereas Oregon's is in the summer.
North Carolina has really 2 fire seasons, one in the spring, kind of pre-green up, for their rainy, humid season, kicks in for the summer, and then they have a season in the fall when the leaves start turning, leaves drop.
This trip was especially hard because cleanup from Hurricane Helene hadn't finished before the severe wildfires broke out.
Our trees that were fallen on some of the rural roads, and they just trimmed them back far enough to get vehicles by. You know, they're still not really cleaned up. Access was a big problem, and it was really striking to see that kind of damage.
Duda has been to multiple states like California, Washington, Wyoming, and North Carolina as part of this mutual aid program. He said his biggest takeaway always is the relationship he creates with the firefighters and the community. Nearly 5 months after this sprinkler system malfunctioned and closed down both Local 31 Pub and Taj Indian Cuisine, the two are now set to open soon. Local 31 Pub says they're having a grand reopening this Saturday afternoon with a new menu and live music. The owner says the process hasn't been easy, but the pub is back and better than ever. Now upstairs from Local 31 Pub, Taj hasn't announced their official reopening date, but say they are mostly ready and can't wait to come back and serve the community. A closer look at the flooding that shut down the 2 businesses in November can be found on our website. Joy Community is making progress on their tiny and micro home projects. The organization says they need 3 more buildings to complete phase 1. The project was expected to be completed in November, but was stalled because of bad weather. Right now, crews finishing sewer lines and expected to add homes in a few weeks. Once completed, the first 10 seniors will be able to move into the housing, which will help get them back on their feet. Joy Community says the goal is to eventually expand to have at least 50 homes. A new plaque honoring Medford's mayors now stands in downtown Medford, replacing the original plaque from the 1980s. The Mayor's Plaza tribute in front of Salmon Flight Fountain features 42 tiles, each representing a different mayor from 1885 to 2024. The Council Community Initiative Fund covered the more than $5,000 cost to replace the previous weather-worn plaque. You can find the details on our website.